After seeing Don't Breathe, you'll never look at a turkey baster the same way again.
That's no moon.
Okay, we're back again, and this time we're talking about Don't Breathe, the new film from Sam Raimi. Who's going to be talking about the plot for this one today?
It's me, mate.
Right.
Oh, so Don't
Shoot.
Breathe is basically about this small group of thieves. There's 3 of them. Rocky, Money, and Alex are their names.
I didn't remember the name at all, but well done.
And they basically go around robbing houses in quite an intricate way. Alex's dad works for a security company, so they have easy access to any house that's pretty much owned or, has its security managed by this company.
Convenient.
So they go and they find the perfect target, who is this old retired war veteran who had a legal situation that resulted in him getting a large settlement, and he's basically sitting on a lot of cash. He lives alone, he's old, and he's also blind, so they go in thinking, oh, this is the perfect joint to rob.
Boy, were they wrong.
Yeah, they were wrong.
They
Because
picked the
this
wrong
guy,
guy to fuck with.
if you've seen the trailer, this guy pretty much is not on to be messed with, and he basically sets out to kill their asses.
He's
And
a
there is some
savage.
twists in this movie
It
that they
further
discover.
proves-
We're not going to spoil,
Yeah.
but stuff goes down. No one in this movie is completely innocent of any crimes. Let's just
No.
say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff goes down in this house, and they have to avoid this blind guy. It's really interesting to see
It is.
how this guy. There's moments where the camera would pan, and he'd be standing in the doorway, and for a minute you're like, shit, and then you're like, oh wait, he can't see anything, so just don't make any noise.
Also features the world's most savage dog.
Yeah, the dog. He has a
Yeah.
dog. He has a dog.
It's more savage than Ramsay Bolton's dogs.
In
man.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, I was going to say, it further proves that Stephen Lang is just the perfect choice for Cable in the new Deadpool film.
Yeah.
Like, if he's not cast as Cable, I can't see who could do a better job. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah.
Let's get into Don't Breathe. The film, what I'll say, like, Sam Raimi has made some brilliant horror films. I love the Evil Dead trilogy, and I love this guy as a director. And this is something completely different, because with his horror films, he's typically like, undead, sort of more like
Supernatural stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say like more clever scares in terms of the jump scares, and with this one, it's just tension all around. It's not the typical horror film. There's nothing supernatural about it. It's this one guy who is just an absolute creep, but also just the most savage man you will ever come across.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
it's this one guy, and it's the tension building throughout the house, because at first it's like these people breaking into this house and they're the criminals, but once they're in the house, it's like you kind of root for them, and you're like, they're not actually the criminals. This guy is.
Yeah, no
And
character
it's
is
like-
100% in
Yeah,
the
exactly,
right.
exactly. And that's what I love about this film. There's no one really that's a standout hero.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of horror films, you've got your hero who stops the villains and the monsters,
Yeah.
and in this one, it's not like that.
They just
These
want to get
guys-
their asses out of that house without dying.
Yeah, they're all dickbags in their own way. Because these guys are like, oh, let's rob this blind man
Yeah.
because he's blind and he can't defend himself. Oh, he can defend himself. And it turns out this guy's also a dickbag because of what he does in this film, which I won't get into because you guys should see it. But, like, oh, holy crap.
What I found interesting is that if you think about it now, if you were home alone and your house was being robbed, you'd want to do anything to stop someone robbing it. But then
Get
when
on
you're
that
watching
one, Paul.
when you're watching this film, you're automatically rooting for the burglars because
Purely for the fact this guy, there's no escape from this guy. Once you're in this guy's house, he
Yeah.
like boards up the windows
Yeah, so
and locks
no
all
one
the
can
doors.
get out, no,
Because I was
no
thinking, like,
way.
he locked the front door, and I thought to myself, just jump out the window, you'll be fine.
But all the windows
Oh,
are
the
barred
windows
up.
are barred up.
Yeah.
They can't move because this guy's blind. But obviously, when you're blind, your senses are a bit sort of
Better.
enhanced, and you can hear
Yeah.
better and stuff. And this guy,
smell
he-
as well.
yeah,
he used to be able to smell like a greyhound.
yeah, he's got this like he's carrying this
wolf
revolver
hounds.
around, and it's just like you could try and make a run for it, but you're kind of screwed if you do.
Yeah.
So it's like every time you can think, oh, there's an open door or something. No, he's covered that.
Yeah.
So yeah, these guys are completely screwed.
Yeah, you can't make a noise or anything. Hence
No.
the title, Don't Breathe. You literally can't breathe because he will pick up on it.
Exactly. And there's scenes, there's like the main girl, Rocky, she's in the closet and she's got her hands over her mouth, and you're just like, you better not move those hands and make a noise,
Yeah.
because otherwise this
Better
guy...
not let one rip.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be a big mistake.
That's a very good point. Like, what if you're desperate for a crap?
Was
You
that
can't
short-
use this guy's bog.
That's
Like...
sure to make someone giggle as well.
Yeah,
Someone lets one rip, someone else is like, ah,
Yeah.
mate, that's
Exactly.
big, and then they get shot.
Exactly.
yeah.
That's what happened to me anyway.
Going back to the dog, the
Oh,
dog
God.
was arguably more as brutal as the guy.
Yeah.
You know, he managed to do a lot of mad mad stuff.
There was this scene with Rocky and the air vents, and the dog's
Yeah.
just crawling behind her, and I was just,
That was a funny shot.
I couldn't help but
You
laugh.
see
at
this,
the
he's
fact
like a
this dog-
Rottweiler, and he's just
Yeah.
like crawling through heaven. It's like, what?
But
Yeah,
it's the most savage dog I've seen in the cinema history. It's honestly, like, I wouldn't want to get in the way
Yeah.
of that thing. It's
No.
crazy. But it's just things like that in this film that take away from the typical horror cliches and just make it into such a sort of different and
Yeah.
clever horror.
I described it as a combination of Green Room and the Neon Demon because it's
Yeah.
tense like Green Room, but it's fucked up like the Neon Demon.
And we'll
Probably
talk-
not as fucked up as the Neon Demon.
We'll talk
but
about
there's
fucked up.
There's some fucked up stuff.
I mean, yeah, like we reviewed Neon Demon a while back, and I said in our video about it that it was the most disturbing film I've seen all year because it's a different reason with that one. It was gory and horrible, and I couldn't look at... Well, in fact, I couldn't really turn away from that one because I was so captivated by what was going on, but at the same time I felt physically sick.
Yeah.
with Don't Breathe, there's something involving a turkey baster.
A turkey baster, yeah.
Which I'm not going to talk about in full because it's spoilers, but this turkey baster was honestly the most disturbing thing I've seen all year. And unlike Neon Demon, I was turned away. My face was pressed to the cinema seat.
Yeah,
I was just like,
remember.
I can't
he
do
was
this.
literally on me,
Yeah,
like he couldn't watch.
I was sitting next to Tom and I was just like, I can't deal with this because I thought that what was implied was going to happen, and it was like, I can't deal with this. I had to turn away because it was like, if I see this, it's just, I'm not going to be able to deal with it. I'm going to leave the cinema. And if what I thought was going to happen happened, I would have been out of there like a shot.
Yeah.
Couldn't deal with it.
That was pretty... I didn't see it coming at all.
No, definitely not.
Like, I thought, obviously, what's being suggested is, you know,
Yeah.
that's obvious. But
Yeah, 'cause
the
they
way,
sort of-
the method used, no, I didn't see it
Yeah,
coming at
I mean-
all. I mean, the
They
method was just...
They implied something earlier on in the film, and it was like, oh, it's going to go this route,
Yeah.
and it goes in that route, but in a way that you wouldn't expect. So
Because when
ugh.
the scene is happening and it's being explained, you think, oh my god, oh, it's getting
Yeah,
worse
this is
and
bad,
worse
this
and
is-
worse.
this is
And all of a
horrible.
sudden it jumps from here all the way to here in the scale of fucked up.
All I will say
It's
is
just-
he describes himself as not a rapist, and I'm not going to say anything else.
Yeah, that's
You
it,
basically,
yeah.
Anyone who's watching this video and hasn't seen the movie probably thinks we're fucking annoying the shit out of them because they want us to just say it. Like, we're dancing around it. I mean, we're not going to say it because it's spoilers,
I'll
but
probably throw up anyway.
just Wikipedia the plot. Like,
Yeah, if you're desperate. If not,
Stephen
but definitely
Lang.
see it. It's so good.
Best performance I've seen from Stephen Lang. Obviously, he was in Avatar as the cliche villain,
Oh,
but in this
shit,
one,
yeah.
he does a perfect job of being this war veteran who at first you feel sorry for. Like, he comes across and he's in his bed and he gets out of bed and you're like, oh crap, this guy, he's like so lonely, and I felt really bad because, like, obviously they had this thing involving something, why he has the money, and you're thinking, wow, this guy,
he's got a tragic past.
he has. And then when he starts hunting down these burglars, it's like, holy crap, I'm not feeling sorry for this guy, I'm just pure scared of this guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever come across this guy.
Yeah.
And Stephen Lang does it absolutely perfectly, the perfect blend between the two.
I
and-
shit myself every time I see a blind
yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to see way more of him in films because the guy is brilliant.
Yeah.
And even-
He's, yeah, I really want to see
Yeah.
him in more stuff because in that, he was really, really good.
Definitely.
It's definitely, I'd actually say it's probably my favourite horror.
Of the year.
Ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Piss off, mate.
Okay,
Ever,
fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
I
about
couldn't
6
think of
horror
a-
movies.
I mean, I love The Conjuring and stuff. The Conjuring's really, that's my second favourite. But this is the perfect one in my opinion. This is
what
exactly
about
what
Green
I
Room?
wanted.
Was a bit. I think
Well,
Green
I've-
Room was.
I wouldn't
more
say Green Room's
I've-
really a horror. I mean, this one, in my opinion, is not entirely a horror. It's more of a tension-filled
It's more like a psychological thriller.
Yeah, definitely.
But-
it's less of a horror than you would think it is from the title and the director being Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just so scary.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it
Right.
is pretty scary. To be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
So I'll say this film. I agree. It's a very good film. I wouldn't say it's my favorite horror of all time. That easily goes to Evil Dead 2, same director. But
Scooby Doo 2.
It's
Oh,
Scooby
gosh.
Doo.
Shit out of me, mate.
Not that
Scooby
one.
Doo.
yeah.
Monsters Unleashed.
Oh,
Fucking what?
Alien
There's a big
Scooby-Doo.
goon guy. Oh shit.
Doesn't he turn into Taz at one point? I
don't know.
Fuck that.
It's
But,
jokes, but shit me.
But yeah. Don't Breathe. Very good film. It probably has its sort of a couple of flaws with it. It probably has its share of a couple of cliches
I've seen it
maybe.
twice
but-
since it came out, and I did notice a few errors. I won't
Yeah.
say them, but there's a few continuity errors.
Yeah.
There's also a very big sort of plot hole right at the end of the film.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think I get what
But
you're doing,
I won't
yeah.
say it because it would spoil the whole
God,
thing.
we're just full of teasers today, aren't we?
But there are a few errors in there.
Tease but don't please.
So I noticed when I watched it the second time, there was a few continuity errors, and then the end, the last part, there was a big sort of.
The big
What the
reveal.
Yeah.
fuck?
But yeah. So there are a
Yeah.
few errors in there. So I mean, for a horror though,
Very
it's
good, yeah.
very good because
Yeah, very
we've
different.
seen a lot of shit ones this
Oh
year.
God, I don't want to list them
On
off,
the other
but
side
we've
of the
said-
door,
The forest?
the
no,
forest.
No, can't deal with
They
it.
were terrible.
Yeah.
But like The Conjuring and this has definitely been really good.
yeah,
The
yeah.
boy, I
'Cause they're
saw
more
the boy. That
psychological.
was pretty bad.
Psychological is just way better than jump scares. Take note, directors. Take note from Sam Raimi and the Conjuring bloke.
Yeah.
Just take note.
James Wan.
James Wan. How did I forget that? But yeah, this week's been very good for film. We've
Yeah,
had
definitely.
Hell or High Water, Kubo, and Now Don't Breathe. 3 very, very good films. So see all 3 of them if you can. Highly recommended. A lot of the other stuff that's out at the moment is complete crap. I mean, I saw Ben-Hur. Avoid it like the plague. It's horrible. See these 3 films
I
because
didn't even see it.
if you
for
give
some
money
reason.
to Ben-Hur and not to either one of these films, then you're a bad person.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else before we wrap
I
up?
just think if you're a fan of high tense films, that it's literally if on the edge of your seat film
And mindfucks.
mind fucks, and you don't mind the occasional messed up shit. This is
See this
perfectly-
one?
Yeah.
Okay, well that
Yeah.
was our review of Don't Breathe. We'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
It's a space station.